Hello and welcome back. My name's Charlie from Charles McArthur Coaching and Consulting. And in this video, I want to cover part 2 of anger management. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back and check that out first. Okay, so just to recap from the first part of anger management. Couple of points were, learn how to say, I'm not surprised. And we say that to negate expectations that we have. You might have had the expectations consciously or even unconsciously. But it's when your expectations are not met is what often open the gates for the angry man to come out. So if you say, I'm not surprised, well, how could you get angry? The other thing I mentioned in video 1 was learn how to go, yeah, what's the matter? You know, is it really worth getting upset over? If you're not going to get upset about it in a year, yeah, it's one of those. Let it go through to the keeper. Okay, and then we spoke about replacing the belief that anger is an acceptable form of communication under a certain context with the belief that you're a cool, calm, and collected man, and you will be forever. Okay, so just on those three, hopefully that should eliminate it. But if you really want to go through a process to absolutely knock it on its head, it's going through the process of the 5-second rule. Now, one of the things I teach in my business is how to apply the skills of NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro being your neurology, okay? Your neurology, your nervous system, that's your brain, your spinal cord, and all the nerves that run down, all those nerves that fire up when you experience anger. So with NLP, what we want to do is neuro-linguistic, that's the words that we use, and programming. So the 5-second rule is a programming exercise to program in a 5-second delay, like I just did. So how do we do this? The way I did it was this. I decided that I wanted to program in a 5-second delay before I spoke. And so the way I went about it was for a week, I went out and, where possible, wherever I could, is take 5 seconds before I spoke. So if I went to the butcher and the guy says, "G'day mate, what can I get you today?" I'd go, "A couple of steaks and some sausages, thanks mate." And I put the 5-second delay in. Then I go around the corner to the bread shop and the girl there goes, "Hello, can I help you?" Just the bread today. I think I'll just get the bread. Okay? So you're consciously putting in a 5-second gap. And 5 seconds is not too long. People will wait to hear what you got to say. I mean, it's 5 seconds, it's available to you, but you're just not using it. And for somebody that has a tendency to get angry, this is really powerful. Because what this exercise does for you is turns you from a reactor, which is what someone who gets angry is, to a responder. Reacting is automatic, doesn't use the 5 seconds. A responder ponders, thinks what might be the best way to go about dealing with this situation. And when you take the 5 seconds, inevitably you will come up with a better response. Because consciously you know anger's not good. So go out and try this exercise for 7 days. And let me give you some warnings. At first it feels weird, it feels a little bit strange. You're taking up the airwaves and keeping people waiting for 5 seconds. But I just did it then and it wasn't too long to wait, was it? And so what you'll find is that after day 2 or day 3, this just starts getting a lot easier. You might be at home and someone says, "Dad, can you come here?" "Yeah, son, what is it?" Take your 5 seconds. The 5 seconds is yours, but you're not using it. That's part of the problem. And when you change from a reactor to a responder, your anger won't come out because you're taking the 5 seconds to realize and remind yourself that there's a better response here that I could make. You know, as I mentioned last video, Anger comes out of your unconscious mind. It's not something that you decide consciously. Something happens, you get triggered, bang, and out it comes. No waiting, no 5 seconds. So take the exercise, go out into the world, and don't give yourself trouble. Like if your boss wants an answer right now, give him an answer right now, and then go back to the exercise of waiting 5 seconds. You can do it every time. Now here's what's going to happen. By the time you get to about day 4, day 5, so I'm just in the habit of doing the 5 seconds. What'll happen? Something will happen. And you won't even be, you'll be concentrating on something else. You would have forgotten about the fact that you're consciously going out and practicing the 5 seconds. So you'll be busy doing something, something will happen, and yes, honey. That's what happened to me. First time I realised this had worked. I think my partner yelled out in one of those tonalities that you sort of know you're in trouble. Yes. And you respond, because responding is much better than reacting. Reacting will get you in trouble. Responding is calculated, it's cool, it's refined, it's patient, it's smarter. And you'll control yourself to a much greater degree. 5 second rule will knock anger on the head, because what you're doing is programming in a 5 second delay before you speak. And if you get good at 5 seconds, take it out to 10 seconds. Get really good at it. After you've sort of take it out to 10 seconds. You probably won't use the 10 seconds in real life, but it's nice to have it available. Okay? So the only thing stopping you from removing anger from your life is the willingness to go and do the exercise. First of all, the exercise of, I'm a cool, calm and collected man, and I will be forever. Because when you say it enough times, in that special way that I mentioned, it'll get into your unconscious mind, and your mind will start to believe it. And when you believe that you're a cool, calm and collected man, you will act like you're a cool, calm and collected man. And that's a better way to act. Okay? And then, as I said, go through the exercise of the 5 second rule. Now, when you first get to the point where you pause and wait for 5 seconds, but you weren't even thinking about it, yo, you're there. You've done it. Keep going for a few more days. Get really good at the 5 second rule. Because once you've got to that point, you don't have to think about, wait 5 seconds, wait 5 seconds, wait 5 seconds. Okay, that's just what you do in the exercise. But once it's in, the 5 second delay is in, it's programmed. Your unconscious mind will exercise that gap when it needs to keep composed. Okay, so my name's Charles McArthur from Charles McArthur Coaching and Consulting. Yes, some people call me Charlie. But if you're dealing with anger, watch these 2 videos once again, follow the exercises, and you will find you will pretty much eliminate it from your life. Okay? As I said, it's real. It's a real emotion. Save that card up your sleeve for when you really, really need it. Because at the moment it's probably been overused, and there's plenty of other emotions that you could go and experience that are less destructive than anger. And don't beat yourself up about it. As I said, you weren't born with it, you picked it up, who knows. But when you go through this, if you don't go through this, you're probably producing the next generation of angry men. And that's something that the world can do without. Wouldn't you agree? Thanks everybody, take care.